And then on a big, you know, oak tree like this is where I would probably try and use like 2 of those NP color changing lights, because I think if you could add color to this one, that would look amazing. So I would probably do that on a big tree like this. And then, like I said, just really just to keep costs from getting out of control with the color changing lights, and we do this all the time. You can run them all on the same transformer, all in the same system.
Hey guys, it's Cal from The Lighting Doctor here. I hope you guys enjoy this video with some more great landscape lighting tips. To learn more about landscape lighting, go and check out our website at lightingdoctor.ca, or if you want to see what a real quality landscape light should look like, go and check out our Try It Before You Buy It offer, where you can get a premium quality fixture at a discounted rate with your very own battery pack, so you can go and test out how that light's going to look and feel what a real premium quality light should look like. So go and check us out at lightingdoctor.ca, or go watch more videos on YouTube just by searching for The Lighting Doctor.
Hey Brad, yeah, thanks for your pictures and your email here. Definitely give you some ideas. I will mention something. I love the Luxor system and everything for the colors and the zoning and dimming and everything. Just keep in mind that, you know, the transformer is quite costly. It's quite a bit more. I mean, you're probably close to $2,000 when everything's said and done. And then the fixtures, the uplights are, I mean, as you can see here, they're about $400 a fixture. And if you're using some on some bigger trees, they're actually more than that, because you'll want to use something a little bit brighter. So there is a good mix. I like using those just on some key trees. Like I noticed there's kind of like a big oak back there, and I would say any of the larger trees, that's where you might want to use this. And then even with the other lights for just to keep costs down and stuff, even with these, instead of getting the ZD bulb in there, which again, you know, probably adds about $50 extra a light, what you can do is all these bulbs in here are dimmable. And if you want to kind of zone them or whatever, or however you want to do to dim them, something you can do is any of the lights that are on a line after something called a Luxor Cube. It's a little $100 piece, and what it does, it just goes in line before you put all these just standard fixtures on, and then you can zone and dim that. And rather than having to spend an extra $50 on every light, now you're just spending, you know, just over $100 for, it can be up to like 10 lights. You can put 60 watts on one of those, so you can save a lot of money by doing that. So for some of those areas where you just want kind of the dimming control, I would probably go that route. That way you can just kind of pick and choose the standard fixtures that have the dimmable bulbs, and then you just have to program that cube instead of each individual light too. And then just on the key areas, that's where I would put that the ZDC lights, so that you can have the color and all that. So I mean, if I kind of look back here and I kind of looked at your design and the drawing a little bit, I mean, really where I would focus is on some of the big trees, like I think this big oak tree and a few other areas, but just keep in mind budget and everything. But I would definitely try and highlight these 2 stone pillars, whether you want to use color or not. I don't think you necessarily have to on something like this. I think if you used a standard uplight, like I said, that was on that cube, then you can have that dimming control. But I would try and get 2 of those that are kind of shining up right here. For any of the grasses and these lower line shrubs, I mean, you can definitely put, I think what would be nice is a nice balance between some path and garden lights like this, and then some wash lights like this. And how I would do that is I'd probably put like for example, like a path and garden light here, but then I would throw a wash light here that kind of highlights the plants a little bit. You throw a path light in here, and then you throw like a wash light in here that kind of highlights those a little bit. Kind of a path light and then a wash light, and kind of have that nice balance, so that the path lights are lighting all the plant material down below, as well as the retaining wall a little bit, and then the wash lights are kind of creating a nice subtle uplighting effect on some of the smaller plants that you have going on around it and that you're planting. But again, I noticed from your drawing that it looks like there will be some areas where you're planting some taller stuff. On anything like this, I would probably use just a standard uplight. And if you wanted to use for any of the taller trees, just the color, the ZDC lights, then I think that would be a nice option, and just using those, kind of like you said, these ones aren't super high, super tall. So anything that's going to be under 20 feet, you can definitely get away with just a ZDC light like this, which is the FB. If you're looking at something a little bit bigger, it's basically the same looking light. It's called an NP. It's just a little bit brighter. So That's where I would probably use it. And same thing over here, if you're going to uplight some of these new trees that you're planting, I like kind of spacing in between, having those path lights so that you can at least get some light down on any of the plantings that are down below, but as well as the retaining wall. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Back in this area here, yeah, kind of like I had talked about with the, path light here that's going to highlight the retaining wall and the flowers. You get a wash light under here that kind of helps it glow. You get another path light in here, and then you get like another wash light that kind of highlights these grasses, and then a path light over here that also helps highlight the stairs a little bit. Depending on how much room you have kind of in that back corner, you might want to highlight this just with a few. I would probably just use a few wash lights and have those evenly spread out along this section. Would do a nice job of kind of backlighting this area. And then along the fence, I like having, same thing. Keep in mind, anything that's going to grow over 6-8 feet, you probably want to use a regular uplight where you have that kind of uplit. I love uplighting stuff against the fence because then you're not wasting any light, because you also get the shadows of the plants along that back fence. So you don't have to light everything on here. What I would do is I would just try and pick some even spacing. So if you're going to uplight this, you uplight this one, and then maybe if there's another one over here, but just trying to get somewhat of an even spacing. If you've got some smaller stuff like this against the fence that's kind of going to go in between some of the bigger ones, that's where I would use a wash light and kind of light that against the back fence. And the reason that's nice too, especially with small stuff, is what it does is it really creates the shadows, and it makes those plants look bigger at night than they actually are. And then on a big, oak tree like this is where I would probably try and use like 2 of those NP color changing lights, because I think if you could add color to this one, that would look amazing. So I would probably do that on a big tree like this. And then, like I said, just to keep costs from getting out of control with the color changing lights, and we do this all the time, you can run them all on the same transformer, all in the same system. And if you don't care about the zoning and dimming, you don't even need that cube. You can still run all those lights on the same system, just with on and off functionality. But really focusing those color lights and on the bigger objects. And same thing over here. We kind of talked about this already, but uplighting some of the taller trees. I think some wash lights along these guys, and I think by having that color option and the regular lights, you just get a nice balance of everything. So hopefully that gives you a good start. Let me know if you have any other questions. We can always work on putting something together like that for you, and we'll just kind of go from there. All right, thanks, Brad.
Hey guys, so I'm just rolling up to the house here, and again, nighttime pictures never do it justice, because I really wish you could see what I see here with these giant cedar trees that are just very subtly lit up, cabin lit up in the background, some nice deck lighting, as well as the cottage on the side that they're converting into, believe it or not, a little goat ranch. So the goats will have some nice light. And then we're gonna just move down the driveway here, which is probably my favorite area. So we have a bit of a dark spot here just because of lack of trees and stuff, but closer to the house and the entryway coming in is where everything really stands out. And you'll see as we kind of get to our first light, what's cool is we were able to get this one up nice and high in the trees above some of the branches and create some cool shadows here. I wish we had more trees around the driveway in this area, because I would do this even more, but it really stands out. Lights the base of the tree, as well as we have another tree lit just to the right of it here. Coming from this way, you don't see it as much, but driving up the driveway, it really stands out. And then, in my opinion, the real highlight here is actually from the gate coming up. We've got a bunch of trees lit from down below shining up, and then we've got some amazing shadowing happening here that really makes this front entryway stand out. This is why I love the downlighting effect. We can see all the shadows of the trees, and just some really cool effects. Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video presentation with some great tips and tools on how to go and properly and effectively light up your landscape. And be sure, if you want your own free consultation video, just send me an email at cal@lightingdoctor.ca with a few pictures of your property, and we'll get back to you with some really cool ideas and ways to go and effectively light your property. And be sure to watch the videos after this one for more tips on how to install landscape lighting, as well as how to light up your landscape the best way possible.